guys, welcome to the Something About Tuesdays podcast. I'm your host, Phebe Joi. Join me every other Tuesday for a lighthearted podcast to keep you company while you do your thing. Hey guys, welcome back to Something About Tuesdays, episode 51. I'm your host, Phebe Joi, and hi, hey, and welcome. Hey everybody. So I was going to start out with saying Happy Valentine's Day because it's Valentine's Day. Yes, I'm recording on Valentine's Day. We'll talk about that in a minute. But when you guys get this, it'll have already passed. So I hope you had a good Valentine's Day, however you chose to celebrate it, whether you did or didn't, whether it was a reminder of the beauty of singlehood or the joys of being committed to someone. I hope it was good for you. I hope the last couple weeks have been good too. I have got some random stuff to share these past couple of weeks. So hang on because it's going to be one of them fun episodes where just things that either popped into my mind, things that has happened in the last couple weeks since I've recorded, all of that. It's just be a pretty fun episode. So let's get into Valentine's Day. Yes, I am recording on Valentine's Day. So this is the Friday before it comes out. And you might be thinking, shouldn't you be doing other things? Well, okay, look. So my husband and I, probably since we've been married, we just have not been huge Valentine's Day people. I remember when we dated, we were, and I thought about that today. I was like, why does it not, we do stuff, we will normally what we normally do is order a pizza. We don't go out on Valentine's Day because usually it's so crowded and busy and we're not trying to make plans in advance and all of that stuff. So usually we'll order a pizza and eat in, and we'll get each other a card, and he'll get me some flowers, maybe some candy, kind of depending. And that's it. That's about as hard as we go. But I do think at the beginning of our marriage, I don't know if it was just when we were dating and engaged, but maybe when we were married too, we did do some things, and I would post something on Facebook or whatever. But y'all, I don't know what it is. 12 years in, 13 years in, we oh, okay. No, but like I said, so we normally don't really plan anything. And this is why I'm recording on a Friday instead of a Saturday, because tomorrow is when we plan to go out and do things. And it's funny because I actually had an eye doctor appointment scheduled today at 5:30 after work, which is what? This is when you're going to go out and do stuff. And I was like, no, we're going to do it on Saturday. I'm just going to go ahead and schedule that eye doctor appointment. But so we decided I honestly wasn't, y'all, this is how you know, I just wasn't feeling pizza after the eye doctor appointment. I was like, you know what, I don't even feel like ordering a pizza. So I called husband and I sat in the parking lot because he was already home, and we talked about what we wanted to eat, and we could, y'all, marriage, we can come up with anything. I was like, I don't know, you want Indian food? I don't feel like driving all the way over there. Okay, do you want maybe we can get some Japanese, you can get your sushi, I'll get my yakisoba. I don't know, we're getting Vietnamese tomorrow. It was Thai food, I don't know. And then we'd sit there for a little while and then be like, I don't know, what do you think? Y'all, it was 20 minutes before we decided on, you know what, we're gonna eat chicken noodle soup at home. So yes, you guys, our lovely Valentine's dinner, we ate chicken noodle soup, which we made this week. Y'all, it's been a cool week, temp-wise. We actually had a day off of school for it. And I haven't been feeling sick yet, full sickness, but I've been waking up with my throat being sore and kind of on the chilly side, not the chills yet, but just feeling colder than I feel like I should when I wake up. So I have, we are trying to play it safe, and I'm trying to rest and drink and eat warm things. And so our lovely Valentine's Day consisted of a day at school, which was fun, and eye doctor appointment and chicken noodle soup with the hubs. Hey, if yours was small or big, holler at me, let me know. Send me a message, send me a text. I'm pretty sure if you're a friend of mine, I might have saw it on Facebook if you put it on there or something like that. But regardless of whatever you did, I hope you had fun. I've never been part of a Galentine's. type of thing. So for those of you who have done a Galentine's, that's cool. Hope that went well, whatever that was. And yeah, so Valentine's Day, like I said, it's kind of going out without a bang. But we will celebrate tomorrow. We plan to get some Vietnamese food. It was between Vietnamese and Indian. Indian's my favorite, but I've had it more recently. We don't have Vietnamese food as often. So I think that's what we're gonna do is get some Vietnamese food. But anywho, so yeah, I hope your Valentine's Day went well. And if not, that's okay. Maybe next year. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. But I did throw out there that I had an eye doctor appointment today, and y'all, this is weird. Okay. So I went to the eye doctor because apparently it's been over a year since I've had my eyes checked and I need new contacts. Let me tell y'all how much I need new contacts. So I told my husband, I was like, I have these contacts and they're the contacts that you're supposed to wear for like a month, just 1 month. And I have had them not in, like I take them out, but I've had them for over a year. I know. You're like, what? I know. And what's hilarious is the left one is ripped. It has like a little hole part like ripped on the side. It doesn't hurt my eye. I don't feel it or anything, but it is ripped. And the right one, it's fine, but y'all, these are over a year old. So these are a year old contacts. And so I had to go. I was like, all right, my husband's like, I cannot believe you still have those. I'm like, yes. But I was like, I need to go get some more. Like I need to get that done. And so I went and I was thinking, maybe it's only been a year since my last eye exam. Apparently it's been 2 years. So I made this appointment. And I'm the last patient of the day. Like he literally said that. And I was the last person there, which is odd. I don't know if I've ever been the last patient at like any doctor's thing. It's interesting. But anyway, and so I saw the doctor and I don't know if he was just rushing or if it was I'm the last patient on Valentine's Day or what. But I go to get my eyes checked and he's like, yeah, your right eye's fine. You don't need any correction there. It's just your left eye. And I was like, what? Okay. So what does this mean? And he was like, so I'm just going to order you contacts for your left eye. Y'all, does that not sound just a little, don't you feel like it would be weird? He was like, you only need it for your left eye. Like, why pay for your right when you don't need it? And I was like, but to put one contact in like that feels weird. I feel like a Cyclops or something. Like it feels like my eye, like something, what? Like, I don't know if my brain can do that. And he was like, if you want the right one too, you can order it, but I just wouldn't. So I went to the contact guy and he was like, yeah, just get the left one. I was like, you can just get a left contact. Have you guys heard of that? Just getting one contact for one eye. And so I did it. I ordered a year's supply of the left eye. Y'all, that is weird. That's weird. Tell me that's not odd to you. Tell me if you think it's normal, but tell me that's not a little odd. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to like that. Just putting in one contact. Like, I feel like it needs to be even. And the guy said, he's like, if you go a few days and you realize like, I don't like this, I feel weird about it. And you want to order we can order you the right contact. But yeah, I was just like, oh, okay. So you guys, your girl's going around Cyclops in it. Okay. Like I just one left contact. Y'all, that's weird. That is so weird. But anyway, we're going to try it. So right now, as I'm recording this, your girl only has her left contact in. And I don't notice other than that eye feels maybe a little drier than the right, but I don't know. We'll have to see how it is. I'll let y'all know if I continue to think about it or if it comes up again in any way. So I was like, I gotta throw that out there. Like, has anybody even heard of this? And I was like, what about glasses? Like, I like to wear glasses. And he was like, we could get you glasses and we could still get like a corrective lens for your right eye. Because it's slightly like we could get a slight correction for it or whatever. So, it doesn't matter. But yeah, I was like, okay, like, I don't know. You guys, I don't know. But anyway, okay. So you guys know, like I said, I feel like just a lot, but not a lot, but enough has happened in the last couple weeks. And one of the things that I wanted to share with you guys that I had mentioned at the end of the last episode was that I was going to see a comedian with my college buddy. So I did do that trip, and you guys, it was so refreshing and much needed, much needed. I can mark that off my, what do we call it? We're not calling it bingo card. What do we call it? The 2025, did we just call it card? I think it was just 2025 card. Okay, but anyway, I can mark that off my 2025 card, at least part of my goal of visiting and hanging out with friends. So we did get to do that, like a friend that I normally don't see. So I went up to go see her, and it was great. So you guys know that friend, and I'll talk about the comedy show in a minute. I keep calling it the comedian show, not the comedy show, but the comedian show. And my friend was like, "It's a comedy show." So I'll tell y'all about the comedy show here in a second. But I have to throw out there that you have to love a friend that is effortless, and that is my Vans. Like, effortless by, I mean, like, from the moment, like, just planning the trip, effortless. Hey, let's do this, you do that, we'll do this, boom, done, just done. And then when we first saw each other, like when we met up at the hotel, immediately was like, hi friend, hugs, and then just conversation, just catching up. You guys, we haven't seen each other in probably, I don't know, it's probably 3 or more years since we had seen each other. I'm pretty sure the last time we saw each other it might have even been 5 years. It might have been 2020. I think it was 2021. I think it was 2021, maybe 2022. And so it's been a long time since we've seen each other, and just immediately just started talking and catching up. We decided on where we wanted to go eat, no problem. And she is, what I love about her, she's so chill. Like, she'll plan, and like, we'll plan enough to get things to happen, but it's not so stressful. That's what I mean by effortless friend. Like, like, to me, doesn't seem to get stressed out over hardly anything. Like, oh, we're running a few minutes behind, or we're going to be a little early, or whatever. It just doesn't stress her out. She just goes with the flow. And it's so good to have a friend like that. So we did that. So I met with her, we talked, we went out to this, we ate some Mexican food, and which y'all, I've been feeling lately. I don't know why, but I've been feeling the tacos lately. I'm gonna tell you more about that later, but I've been feeling it. And so we went out to this Mexican restaurant. I can't remember the name of it, but it ended up being very good. It was very, it was like a taco, I don't know what to call it, like street Mexican food, if that makes sense, but it was in a restaurant. So we got this appetizer that was like 3 different types of queso. There was 2 different types of queso. Well, there was the regular queso. Okay, let me get this right. There was a regular queso. There was this corn dipped cheese queso thing that was really good. And then there was the guacamole that they had. So we got that as a little sampler. And then they had all these different kinds of tacos. And so, of course, because this is vacation, I got 3 different kinds of tacos. I got the cauliflower taco, which was pretty good. I think, and then I got this fish taco, I don't even remember what kind of fish. It was blackened fish taco. That was the best one. And then I got just a regular, I think, steak, maybe ground beef taco. And that was pretty good too. And then my Vans, she got 3 completely different ones as well. She got this chicken one, like, I can't remember what kind it was. Another, I think she got a different fish one than me, and maybe another chicken one. Anyway, you guys, it was very good. And y'all, I didn't try this because it didn't interest me, but you could get like a mac and cheese taco. Like, what? I know what? Like, what even is that? I didn't get it because it didn't interest me. But somebody out there, because they were like, they had all kinds of like mac and cheese random like dishes. Like, there was the mac and cheese taco, and there was like a mac and cheese burrito enchilada thing. I don't even know, but it was pretty cool. So we went there, and then we went to go see our comedian. And so, as I mentioned, we went to go see this comedian named John Christ. And so Vans and I, we ride together, and I'm driving downtown, and I'm one of those that, like, I don't mind street parking for the most part. Like, I'll parallel park. I'll it doesn't bother me. I just like to be able to park. So it was super crowded down there, and there was a garage entrance that was like $10 or something, which is cheap, honestly, for a garage. But I'm like, y'all, if we can do some street parking is usually a lot cheaper. So I managed to go around. We got it maybe like 2 blocks down. I found some parking near some houses and things. Actually, I think near some frat houses, honestly. And I found some parking, and it only cost like $3 for 3 hours. So that was great. And y'all, we walk in the code. This is the bitter code, by the way. We walk to the stadium, and then when we get there, we realize we cannot take our purses. They're too big. And Vance was like, oh, I should have known. Like, she's like, I knew it. I just didn't think about it. And I was like, what? I didn't even know that was a thing. Like, you can tell I never do, I guess, sports in stadiums because, yeah, you can't take purses and things unless it's really small enough. And I was like, oh. So y'all, we had to walk all the way back to the car. And this one, like, my friend is so chill. Like, it didn't bother her not one bit that we had to walk back. So we just walked back. And I mean, we were going to be right on time if they would have let us in that first time. But because we had to walk back, we were like 3 minutes late. But anyway, so we walked back to the car and then walked all the way back in the freezing cold. This time they let us in, and we were able to get in and get our seats. We got aisle seats, which is good. Like, we like the aisle. And then we got to sit back and enjoy the show. So if you've been to a comedy show, and I say this like I've been to a lot, I've been to 2. This is my second one. But the 2 that I've been to, there is an opener, usually, like I said, as a connoisseur of comedy shows, of the 2 that I've been to, there has been an opener before the comedian. So last time there was an opener, and it was my podcaster. That was with the Trey Kennedy one. Well, this time he had 2 openers, and they both did really good. The first one was this guy. Ooh, I can't remember his name. I think it began with a C. Maybe it was Caleb. I can't remember. Anyway, so he was there, and he did really good. He was funny. He made jokes about, he looked young. He looked kind of young. He had a nice big fro, and he made jokes of like women calling him like precious and cute and darling. And he was like, I want to be like manly. It was funny. It was good. So he did very good. And then right after him came this guy named, Derek something with a sound. But Stroop. Anyway, point is that he did very good too. He was kind of funny. He really was funny, but he did jokes like, back in the day, when he made this joke about, you could tell the bus riders from the car riders, y'all, I laughed because I was a bus rider. And yes, bus riders, it was very different than car riders. Now, by high school, I was a car rider in the sense that mom let us drive. And we were out of the county, so we had to drive. But up until that point, I had always been a bus rider. So it was funny hearing that. And then he was just talking about different things like that and just kind of typical jokes, kind of definitely playing to the crowd, the type of crowd that was there. But it was funny, and I did laugh quite a bit with him. And then John Chris comes on, and he does his thing. And honestly, so if you have seen John Chris, I think if you've seen just any clips of any of his like comedy show clips, that's literally him. Like, that's literally him. The same body movements, the same like laughter. It's definitely him. And it was enjoyable. I enjoyed it as well. It was a really good show. And honestly, it ended at 9:00, and it did not feel like that at all. It felt like 8:15, maybe 8:30. And we looked and we're like, oh my goodness, it's 9:00. Like, this show is 2 hours long. So it went by very fast. And it was very fun. And then after Vance and I, we were walking outside, and we saw these like robot things that were delivering food. John had mentioned it in his sketch, but that we didn't notice until then. And y'all, what is that? What is that? Like there were these robot things in the like on the sidewalks, and I think he said they were delivering food, and we saw at least 2 of them. We were like, what? Crazy. But the other thing we did was we stopped by. There was a Target that was inside like a I don't even know how to describe it. So imagine like a downtown building, right? How those looks, like how you've got multiple buildings with like different multiple floors and not like a standalone. Well, Target was like in the bottom of like this multi-purpose building. It was weird. But so we went in there because I was like, I've never seen a Target like this. And it was like imagine like almost, I don't want to say a gas station Target, but it felt like a gas station Target, kind of like a Target Buc-ee's, if you've ever been. That's what it reminded me of. So we went in there just because, and then we went back to the hotel, and we stayed up talking till like 1 a.m. And we were like, okay, we got to go to bed. And then the next day, we get up and we decided to get breakfast before, we part ways. And we went to this place called Brekkie Shack, I think. If you're ever in Columbus, check it out. It was really good and it was unique. They had I got this, it was like the meat lovers scramble or something. So it was like all these meats on top of eggs. And it was really good. But the reason I got that, because normally I'm a pancake person, but it was because I was like, this has to be my savory because I'm totally going to get these homemade Pop-Tart things as my sweets. Now, I've seen these around. I've seen like the homemade Pop-Tarts, that people make that look good. Like they've got, I guess, the pastry thingy and they fill it. Well, y'all, they called these Pop-Tarts, but these were like bars, just like a bar you would think of a dessert bar, right? Kind of like that texture, that thickness. And they had different flavors. So and Vans and I were like, oh my goodness, we got to try them. So they had one that was like the strawberry bar, they call it like the strawberry Pop-Tart, but it looked like a bar, but it was, I think, supposed to be like a Pop-Tart. So these homemade Pop-Tart things, by the way, were looking amazing. So Vance got that one. And of course, you guys, because I tell myself, I'm not going to be here all the time. So I got two. I got the chocolate chip and peanut butter one, which was amazing, and which I meant to eat when I got home, but instead I ate it on my way home. And then the other one I got was it was a cinnamon swirl something. It was supposed to be like the brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tart, but not the Pop-Tart, like this big old chunky brown cinnamon sugar bar. Yeah, it was good too, but it was a little too cinnamony. That's a hard word to say. It was a little too cinnamony. A little too cinnamony for me. But it was good. And so that place was really fun. And Vans also got this French toast thing. Yeah, that thing was mad. Like, you know how normally you get like, I don't know, 2 slices of French toast? This was like 6 slices. This thing was huge. And I'm not talking little itty bitty slices. I mean like 6 whole pieces of something. And I think it was sourdough bread. I'm not sure. It just piled on top of each other. It was huge. But anywho, it was good. And it was a great place. So I do love that. Like trying different places and going to a different city and just seeing what they got. But the whole weekend was really great. The comedy show was really good. Trying the different restaurants was really good. So I'm glad that I'm actively trying to do some of these things that you think about, but you just don't do. And I do, like, y'all, I totally want to encourage you. If there is somebody that you just like, that you listen to and they do stuff, like they have shows, go out and do it, man. That's part of my card, my 2025 card. Remember how I said that I want to support people? Well, that's definitely one way to support somebody is if they're anywhere near you, going out and getting a ticket, going to see them. Y'all, I told my friends this and they were like, really? But I don't know if you know, I feel like I've mentioned it before, but in case I haven't, I really like Joyce Meyer. I like the things she has to say. I like her personality. I feel like our personalities are very similar. I know she's a lot older than me, and more wise in some ways, and we're definitely different in some ways, but a lot of what she says really resonates with me. And so I was like, I think I want to go see Joyce Meyer one day, especially since she's getting older. And that's so funny because she's more like kind of like my mom's age of, where people were really into Joyce, that generation kind of before mine. But I don't know. I think it would be great to hear her, or just to see her. Cause why not? Why not? I listen to her podcast sometimes. I, will watch her on YouTube. So why not see her live? I'm kind of in this, I want to see people live mode of life. I don't know what that is and where it's coming from, but I'm like, I really want to just start seeing people, start seeing things with my own eyes. Especially if I enjoy them through the screen. I just think it would be even better just to see them live and in person. And so that is something that I would definitely encourage you to do if you haven't even thought about it, because I feel like that wasn't even on my mind, seeing people live. Until I was like, oh, maybe I should. It just wasn't something I thought about. So I did, even for her, I looked up, when is she having speaking engagements. And I know like this year she's got 3 different ones. There's one in September, I think would be the one I'd want to go to, but it's all the way in Texas. But that is her like Woman of Worth or something. It's something with women, but it's got her and Cece Winans, and I think Lisa Turkhurst. I think that's how you say her name. She's an author. But yeah, so I think that would be great. Like, and hey, like seeing Cece would be wonderful. She has another one, I think in April, and that one John Maxwell will be at. And you guys, believe it or not, I enjoy him too. Like, I like the things that he has to say as well. I haven't heard all of his things, but the things that I have heard, I think are pretty good. So yeah, I'm like, I need to see some of these people, especially some of these older people, because who knows how long they're going to be out there, doing things. But yeah, so I just want to say the whole trip was fun. I definitely want to encourage you to, if there's somebody you like or something, go out there, go see them, find a way to see them. If there's a concert you want to go to that concert, like make it happen. I do not think you will regret it. Definitely not. So that was part of my last couple of weeks. Another thing though was, you guys, okay, I almost forgot this had happened. But last 2 Fridays ago, so right after I recorded the last episode, you guys, my hot water went out. I know. I'm like, this is in the middle of the winter. What? But yes, so our hot water went out, and I think it went out on a Friday. And so Hus was like, okay, well, let me see if I can fix it tomorrow. We could take a cold shower for a day, no big deal, whatever. And we'll see if we can fix it tomorrow. So he went to go fix it Saturday and to get like a part or something, and they didn't have the part. So he had to order it. And he's like, it's supposed to come in Monday. We'll be able to do it Monday. So I was like, okay, I can endure a cold shower for the next couple of days. So Saturday and Sunday came and went, and Monday came, and Hubs got the part, and he tried to fix it, which I could have told him. I was like, hubby, I love you to death, but you are not a plumber. But so he did his thing. He did some cleaning out thing because we have a tankless hot water heater or something like that. And that didn't fix it. So now we're like a few days in, right? And just taking cold showers. And the only point I want to make from that, well, 2 points I want to make. One is that these showers I had been taking have been the quickest, fastest showers I have ever taken. Like in and out, like less than 2 minutes. Like if you would count, like how quickly y'all in and out, zoom, zoom. Like they've been fast because it's cold. So then we were like, we can handle it. So then he did call the plumber. It was like, okay, the plumber's gonna come. So the plumber did come, and then the plumber's like, okay, we're gonna need this thing. And so we had to order that, and then we had to wait. Y'all, needless to say, it took about a week before we got our hot water. And I did shower. We just took cold showers the rest of the time. The dishes started to pile up. I tried to wash the dishes in cold water, but I was like, you guys, this doesn't feel clean. But I did have to wash some. And we were like, perfect time to wash our dark clothes, because the cold water is nice and cold. But for like a week. So my first point, like I said, was that it was the quickest showers I've ever taken in my life. And my second point was it reminded me of my time in Costa Rica. Now, I'm not sure if I've shared that I studied abroad in Costa Rica one summer for a little over a month, 5 weeks. And which was great. That's another one of those things, like you don't think you can do it until you look into it and you're like, you know what, I think I can make this happen. So for my college students out there, looking to study abroad, it is not too late. Look into it. And I did the cheapest one. Honestly, I did the cheapest one. There's a whole range on cost and money. I did the cheapest one to Costa Rica, and I got 5 weeks in Costa Rica and 6 credits out of it. So look into it, you guys. It's great. But so I went to Costa Rica, and the first 3 weeks that we were there, we stayed at a community college. And while we were there, there was no AC. Okay. The windows you would just leave open. And I remember every night I had to brush bugs off my bed, just little like flies and gnats, because they would go in there, I guess, I don't know, to get cool or what, but I'd have to brush them off my bed before I laid down every night, you guys. I know. And in the bathroom, they did not have hot water. So we just had to, like, literally every shower we had to take was just a cold shower. And you couldn't flush the toilet paper down the toilet, like, ever. So it was definitely a different experience. But beautiful culture. Please don't say that like take that as a bad thing. It was a beautiful culture. The other students, they were college students there, and they were there to, like, not to entertain us, but to, like, kind of show us around and to show us their culture. And they're very their kind of two areas are either like tourism or farming. And so we got to kind of learn a little bit about both sides of that, and just be immersed in the culture. And it was really fun. It was great. I went there thinking that I would really learn Spanish, or practice my Spanish, but no, because everybody there spoke English as well, for the most part. I will say I did get to go to a rural church there where everybody only spoke Spanish, and that was fun because I had to try my best to communicate in Spanish, and that was a blast, like, because I didn't know that much, y'all. So anyway, so that reminded me of my Costa Rica experience, and yeah, I was like, wow, like, I haven't had to take a shower like this since I was in Costa Rica. You don't realize how blessed you are, you guys, until you don't have it anymore. And already we've had our heat back on for like a week now, from last Friday. And it's, you guys, I almost was like, oh yeah, we were without hot water for a while. Like, I almost forgot, things that we take for granted without even thinking about. But yeah, oh, and to conclude, though, we did in Costa Rica the last 2 weeks stayed in different hotels and got to see both sides of Costa Rica. So we did get to see, like, kind of average citizen side. We did get to kind of walk around to see the poorer side of Costa Rica. I actually got to see, houses that had dirt floors and didn't have doors and windows and things, and that was interesting. And the people, I mean, they didn't look sad or anything. I think they were just grateful and blessed. It was beautiful. And then we also got to see someone who had a very lavish house with, really good indoor plumbing and, like, just beautiful balcony. I mean, this lady had a huge house, enough to fit like all 50 of us in her home, to eat and everything. So we got to see both sides of it, and that was awesome. And I don't know if I've shared this before, but while I was in Costa Rica, I did get to attend the Costa Rica U.S. soccer game. It was the World Cup. So this was back, y'all, like in 2000. I don't even know when I was in college, 2010 maybe. I don't know. But it was the World Cup game between the U.S. and Costa Rica, and I did get to go to that, and that was pretty cool. We did lose. The United States lost. It was like 4-0. Costa Rica kicked our little booties, but it was fun. It was fun being there and cheering them on. But anyway, so that was Costa Rica, all brought about because I remembered how it felt to take that cold shower. Beautiful experience there. Anyway, so that was kind of like part of the last couple of weeks. Not terrible, just kind of what it's been. All right, so now we're going to get into the random things and thoughts of the last couple of weeks. The first one is this one. So I was driving in my car. Like I mentioned a little bit earlier, we have had some cold weather. We actually got out this past week. We got out last Friday and Monday because of sickness. Right of school, got out of school is what I mean, because so many people were sick, students and teachers and staff. And luckily I wasn't, thank you, Lord. But we got out that Friday and Monday. We did non-traditional instruction, which is NTI, which is more like asynchronous learning. The kids work on assignments that we give them at a different time. And so we had that. But then that Tuesday, it ended up snowing, and we had a snow day, and that was great. But then it was raining. So sometime in the last couple of weeks, it was raining pretty hard. And so I was driving, and then I guess the rain slowed down. I don't know exactly what the sequence of events was, but I was just driving, and I know it was raining. But all of a sudden, my wipers, and now we've had this conversation about wipers like turning on before, went like super fast, like shoom, 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 shoom. And I was like, the faster these wipers go, the more anxious I get. Like, I don't know what it was, but the more anxiety I started feeling, I was like, I need to turn these things down. So I turned it down so I wasn't feeling as anxious. But I don't like, does anybody else notice that like your mood and your anxiety increases with the speed of your wipers? I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. But that was just something that I noticed. And y'all know, I just discovered that wipers turn on automatically sometimes. So Now I know they also change speeds without me even trying, and giving me anxiety when it shouldn't. But so yeah, so we were out for sickness and snow, and the wipers in the rain gave me some anxiety. But I was so let me tell y'all something that happened. Was it this past Sunday? No, because I was out of town this past Sunday, 2 Sundays ago. All right, this is just a just a me moment, just things in life that happen and you're like, this happened because it's just me. So my husband and I, we it was a couple of Sundays ago, I think it was a couple of Sundays ago, we decided after church that we wanted to get some pizza from Craft House and some wings from Roosters. We were just feeling hungry. And so my husband and I, we ordered our pizza and we ordered our wings. It was time for me to go inside and get them. So Hubs is driving his truck and he pulls around to Roosters to the front, and there is somebody crossing in front of him and he's like trying to let them go, but then there's like a truck behind us that's like inching forward. Basically, just picture like I think there's another car trying to pull out too. They're just confusion, right? Like there's a car pulling out, somebody's walking from the store, people are behind us. So my husband just kind of stops and like jump out here and, walk the rest of the way. I was like, okay. So you guys, I jump out the car and I shut the door and I'm walking and I look down at my purse and I thought I felt something. You guys, hanging off my purse is my sparkly gold, beautiful 4-inch heel. Okay, I had worn it to church that day, but I had switched into my flats and I do not know how. I guess because my purse was on the floor and my heels were on the floor, but the heel got hooked on my purse. And so I'm walking in with my purse with my heel just hanging, like just hanging there. And I like, so I grab the heel and I'm holding this gold shiny sparkly heel in my hand, walking into Roosters, not 2 heels, no, just 1 heel. And I'm like, hi, I'm here to pick up my chicken. And they're like, okay, it'll be ready in a minute. So I have to sit there while people are walking in and out, holding a heel because I have my shoes on, I have my flats on, and I have my purse, and just holding this lovely gold sparkly Cinderella heel. And I was like, I bet people walking in are thinking like, what? Why is she holding a shoe? Just 1 shoe in her hand. I was like, of course, this would be me. I am in this store, in this restaurant, holding 1 shoe in my hand. With the other shoe in my husband's truck. And I was like, why? Like, why me? Why am I standing here holding a shoe? Like, what? And then not a subtle shoe, not one of my black basic shoes. No, my sparkly gold shoe that I had worn that morning. You guys, I was like, what? Me. This is one of those moments that just happens to me. And you just have to laugh at yourself. Like, if you're ever feeling yourself, which I guess I was with those shoes, there will be some way that you will be humbled. And that was my way. Because I don't know if I thought I was cute that day or what, but there I was holding my 1 shoe, my 1 heel in Roosters, people walking past, people sitting there just looking, if you ever observing other people, then you just see this girl sitting there holding a shoe and you're like, I wonder why she's holding her shoe. Yeah. So y'all, I was a little embarrassed. I was trying, y'all, I was like, there's got to be some way I can hide this, but how do you hide a big shoe, like just a shoe? Like I wasn't gonna tuck it in my coat. Like I already had my coat buttoned up in my purse. Y'all, I did look, I tried to see if it would fit my purse. It was not gonna fit my purse. So I just had to hold the shoe and hold my purse and just sit there and wait. But anyway, so that happened, you guys. And I was like, oh my goodness, just me. It just is what it is. But additional moments. So you guys know, I think I shared, you gotta love those moments where you know yourself, like where you do something and you're like, I just know myself. I had another one of those moments this week with my passwords. And I was trying to get into this website and I couldn't remember my password. And I was like, because I know myself, let me put this in and see if that's what it was. Y'all, it was. I hadn't been on this website in forever, but because I know me, I was able to put that password in. So moments like that is also like, where you put something somewhere. What did I lose? I misplaced something this week. I can't remember what it was, but I was like, okay, think like Phoebe. Where would you put this? Where would you drop this? And I found it. I was like, okay, knowing me, I probably was standing in my closet and I set it on the shelf or something like that. And you guys, I found whatever it was I was looking for. I can't remember if it was like my phone or just like a headband. I can't remember what it was. But yeah, so those moments where you're like, I know you, you being me. I know you. So yeah, so those are my fun little moments that I've had this week. But I wanted to talk also about about my phone. One thing was that just as a quick hack, if you are looking for just a reason for you to like your phone again, buy your screen protector or buy you a new screen protector. I don't buy them that often, even though because I crack them very frequently. So once it cracks, I mean, I'll still keep it for 6 more months. Like it doesn't bother me, crack phone or whatever. But because I was trying to, Amazon was getting me with that if you spend $25, you can get it overnight. I had made it to, I think, 21. And so I needed $4 more. So I was like, what can I get that won't cost me that much? And so I was like, I'll get me a screen protector. So I ordered a screen protector, and it came in the next day, overnight. And I put it on my phone, and I was like, wow, my phone feels like brand new. It's not brand new, but it feels brand new, all because of a screen protector. So that's a quick hack. If you want to feel like you got a new phone, just change your screen protector. And I'm sure you'll be like, oh, okay, nice. Or even your phone case. I just say screen protector because it's cheaper, but your phone case would give you a whole new vibe as well. But speaking of my phone, I have to share, my one little segment, what's new on Phoebe's algorithm? Okay. Two things. Two things. The first one is, I don't know where I found this, but I kind of like it, kinda. And I kind of like the idea of it, kinda. And that is, I have been seeing these reels and things and videos for what people are calling like Sunday resets. Have you guys heard of that? So it's where they'll record themselves like cleaning on Sundays, like cleaning their whole house, I guess like resetting their whole house, or like cooking, getting ready for the week on Sunday. And they make it look like it would be fun. And then I tried to picture myself doing it, and I was like, like I do, keep my house clean and stuff like that. But just thinking like, man, dedicating my whole Sunday for that. And by whole Sunday, I mean like after church. And I think that's part of it is church is like my whole first half of the day, right? Like if we've got practice in the morning and then singing and then hanging out, and if we go out to eat afterward, it can be like my days from 9 to 2, 3, after we eat. And so that makes for a long day. And after that, the Sunday nap just be looking good and sounding good. And so to think about like starting a reset, I don't know. But at the same time, I kind of like the idea of it, like the catching up part. And I think partly of one reason why it's not so much a big deal for me is because I do kind of do stuff throughout the week. Like I have other days that I try to catch up, but I kind of, I don't know, like they are called influencers, but they do make it seem kind of more fun. Like I can think about maybe if I played music or played a podcast or something like that, I could maybe clean my whole house. I just picture trying to clean my entire house in one day every week. And that's kind of like, ugh. Like I like to do it bit by bit. Or if I do a big clean, it's like big spring cleaning, which y'all, that is going to be coming up here soon. But so I've been seeing these Sunday reset videos, and while I'm not completely sold on them for myself, I do like watching them and find them quite interesting. But the other thing on my algorithm that just started that you guys, y'all, this is, I don't even get it. Okay. But it's funny. It's wild. So I was on Facebook, and literally this just happened today. Like I had to add it to my notes today. So this morning, I'm just scrolling on Facebook, and I see this post. I don't know, just like the advertisement post. Like it's not a specific person's post. It's just like something that pops up, a reel, an ad, an article or some kind. And it was this post that was an article about the angler fish. Okay. So that's the fish that has like these really sharp teeth and like the wonky eyes because it's really in the deep part of the ocean. I don't even know if it has eyes, but I think it does. Just like wonky, blinded looking eyes maybe. And then has that like that thing coming out of its forehead with the little bulb at the bottom of it. I hope you're getting what I'm trying to picture, but if not, Google anglerfish, but get ready, okay? Get ready because it's freaky looking. And so I saw this article about the anglerfish this morning, literally this morning. I saw the article about it, and I don't know why I clicked on it. I think just because anglerfishes look weird, but it was tiny. It was like the size of somebody's hand. And who knows if it was like AI generate, like all these things. So I click on it and I read the comments. Comments are like my favorite, y'all. Anytime I look at something, I go just for the comments. And they were just talking about the anglerfish and da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, okay, cool. Y'all tell me why. I counted. When I got on my Facebook today, which was multiple times today, five different articles or reels about anglerfish. And every time, y'all, I wasn't ready. Have you seen those fish? Like, I'm just pleasantly scrolling through my phone, and all of a sudden, I've got this big, nasty fish on my phone, and I am dying. Like, I am dying because first off, I'm like, what? Because I clicked on one article. At least give me 3 clicks on the same topic before you just flood my page with this thing, because I am not interested an anglerfish. I am not. But you guys, it keeps popping up on my page. And you know what's terrible? Is that I actually clicked on one of the articles because, again, it looked interesting because that fish was so hideous that I had to click on it and I had to read the comments. I was like, oh no, they're getting me. So I'm like, I am still going to have these anglerfish on my Facebook, and I do not want them on there. I do not. And that's the thing. Like, that is one thing I do not like when it comes to this algorithm stuff. Like, you'll know, like, I literally just want to look at this one article or this one post or this one reel for just one time. But it's like they take that one click and they're like, oh, you want more? You want more? We'll give you more. And I'm like, no. And so that is currently on my algorithm. Please, if you haven't, do yourself a favor and Google anglerfish and understand my horror as to why that keeps popping up on my Facebook. I mean, I'm sliding through. It's Valentine's Day. I am looking at all the lovely couples, the families, people and their kids, people and their singles posts, and in between all of that beauty and love are some anglerfish, which is like the opposite. Okay. But anyway, so I was like, oh my goodness, I had to share that because that is, well, first off, that's funny, but that's on my algorithm right now. Who knows how long it'll last? Hopefully it will not last long. Hopefully they start me fresh tomorrow. But I'll let you know if it's still here 2 weeks from now, because that would be ridiculous. I hope not. But anywho, so speaking of anglerfish and funny little horrific things like that, normally I like to find cat videos. So this connects to my cat. And that is, I gave my cat a bath for the first time in like 5 years. And that either disgusts you or you're thinking, you're supposed to bathe a cat, right? You're somewhere on either ends of the spectrum. And so I used to, give my cats baths quite a bit. Back when we lived in our apartment, I gave him baths, especially like flea tick baths. Because one time he did have fleas, and you guys, that was like 2 months of like vacuuming every day, washing him every week. Like that was rough. That was rough trying to get those fleas out of the carpet for an apartment. That was tough, but we did it. Thank God. But we're like, don't want to have that happen again. So anyway, so back at the apartment, we washed him a lot more frequently. And he's an indoor cat, which is why I thought like he'll never get fleas, but somehow he still did. So we washed him a lot in the apartment. But since we moved here, which is, my goodness, almost 4 years ago now, I haven't given him a bath, and he hasn't really had any issues. I still get him like flea and tick collar, treatments like that. Or even like the little ointment thingy I think I used for a little while, but I haven't given him a bath. So I was like, you know what? He's starting to get a little stinky. Like, I think after a while, maybe even though he licks himself clean, not to be gross, but all that caked up spit might be a little gross, right? I was like, ugh. And I know he sheds his fur and all that stuff, but I was like, I think I want to give him a bath. He's a little stinky. And so the last time I gave him a bath, he did not like it. Let's just say that he didn't. Some cats do like water, right? It's a myth that all cats don't like water, but some cats do. But mine didn't seem to like it. He just meowed like the whole time. So I wasn't sure what to expect. But I put him in the tub and I turned the water on, and he did not freak out. He stood in the tub. Like, I even let him go. I used to have to like lock the door, get ready, like put my hair in a shower cap, get ready to get soaked, because he would be everywhere. But y'all, he did so good. He looked at the water. He didn't want to get in it. I did push him in it, and I used a cup to kind of pour over him. But when I poured the water over him, he didn't like freak out at all. It was great. And then when I put the shampoo on him and started scrubbing him, he just stood there. I mean, his eyes were wide. Don't get me wrong, his eyes were wide. But his ears never laid back. And he just kind of was like, huh. And he didn't meow, which my cat is very vocal. If you've ever met him, he's very vocal. And so I was able to shampoo him really good. And then I did scoot him under the water, and he was like, Row. Then he did not like having, I guess, the full force of the water on him. So I did that for a little bit, and then I used the cup afterward. But he did very good, and he only did one good like shake that got me wet. And after that, he was fine, and he was so cute. He was looking so skinny. That's the one thing I do like when I see animals after they've taken a bath, just how skinny they look. But so I did give him his bath, and he was so cute and skinny, and he did so well. Look, y'all, I might have to post a picture of him on Instagram just with how precious he looked in his little skinniness. I did not get his head wet, only because I didn't feel like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know that I want to do all that. I don't know that his face needs to get wet, but he did great, much better than last time. So yeah, I don't know why I wanted to share that, other than it was just something that I did this last week, and my cat looked way too precious being soaked, even though his head was kind of big and fluffy. So I did bathe my cat, and he did great with that. All right, so I'm about to wrap it up. I only have a few more things to touch base on, and that is, I had this random thought. This is so funny. This is literally all I wrote down, is what made Egypt so cool? And that was because I had seen a reel of a kid who wanted to do a project on Egypt, and I was like, I remember wanting to do a project on Egypt. And I feel like every kid at some point has wanted to do a project on Egypt, like some school project. I don't know what made it cool. Like if you ever had to do like history to research a country, I have no idea why, but for me, it was Egypt. And I feel like other people have done that. If that's been you, holler, let me know. Like, did you ever want to do a project on the country of Egypt? Just a thought, just throwing that out there. But okay, so that's not everything that I want to end on, but I did want to throw that out there. The last two things that I want to share is that I wrote down, I don't always listen to the end of things. And that's because I was listening to my podcast, the podcast I listen to all the time, just different ones. And I found that once it gets towards the end, I'm like, okay, when I think once it gets toward the closing remarks, I'm automatically like ready for the next podcast, ready for the next thing, like to the point where I don't even let it get all the way through the like ending music before I'm switching. And I don't know what that's about. I'm like, like, what is it? I don't know if that's like kind of I don't know, like the attention grabbing aspect of social media these days that says you have to have the next thing. You got to have the next thing. Here's the next thing. Here's the next thing. We recommend the next thing. Or what that's about. But I was just noticing that. I was like, I don't always listen all the way through to the end. And I'm like, what's wrong with that? Like, why not let it finish? Like, why not bring it to an end? And then before I start something new, why do I feel like I have to just not be there? I don't know what that's about. Again, this is just another thing I'm sharing just to see if anybody else is like that. Like, do you listen to all the way to the end of the podcast? Do you listen all the way to the end of this podcast? I hope that you do. But I was like, like, I wonder what that's about. Like, I realize that I do that a lot. And I just wondered if anybody else does that. Just like once it gets to the end, you're kind of like, oh, there's only like a minute left. Okay, let me hurry up and find the next podcast that I'm going to listen to or something. And yeah, I missed out on the very, very end. I don't know. But anyway, all right, you guys. The last thing I want to share is I have a book recommendation. And so I do like to throw those out there sometimes. And this is a book recommendation that's not for everyone. Kind of like last week's or last episode's music segment, not for everybody, okay? Like I said last week, don't listen to it. If you don't like Christian rock, please don't listen to it. You will not like it. But this book recommendation, it's not for everyone. So take it with a grain of salt. But it is a book that it was actually the book. Remember how I said that I ordered an overnight Amazon order? It was one of those. I ordered the book called A Grief Observed by C.S. Lewis. And honestly, this was suggested. I saw just a a link on it on Facebook, like, just those advertisements or whatever. And someone had written just something that caught my eye about it. And I was like, I didn't know C.S. Lewis had written a book on grief. And so I ordered it, and it's such an easy read. It's only 4 chapters. There's an introduction and a foreword, I believe, which I would read those too. And I don't know, the chapters are maybe like 8 pages, if that, each. And it's a tiny book. Like, it's not thick at all. You could read it in a day. I don't recommend it. I read 1 chapter a day, and that's what I would recommend, because the chapters are, man, he was a smart guy. Like, just the way he worded things, you're like, wow, you're brilliant. Like, he just, and also, I don't know if it was like just how people talked maybe back then. I mean, it wasn't that long ago. It was I think he was around in the late 1800s, early 1900s, something like that. But the book itself is just really good. So this book recommendation is for anyone who has dealt with a major grief or loss at some point. He had written this book after he had lost his wife, and it goes through all the questions that he has and the questions he had about his faith at the time, which we know, if you know C.S. Lewis, we know he is an apologist for the faith. Like, he is an advocate for Christianity and a great author around that. So to see a book that's so raw, that people of faith, as myself or even you, if you are someone who is of faith, like those questions that you might have and those thoughts, those way your thoughts may go when you're grieving, it's relieving to see that someone as big in faith like he could write the questions and statements that he wrote. So it was just really good. I read it this week, got it on Monday and finished it by yesterday, and it was really good. So I would throw that out there. If grief isn't something you're struggling with right now, because I mean, not everybody's going through that season, you guys, then I wouldn't really recommend it, honestly, because I probably wouldn't resonate with you. But if it is something that you ever had in the past, or you're currently going through, it will probably definitely resonate with you. So check that book out if you can. It's called A Grief Observed by C.S. Lewis. And it's just really good. Like, it's good. Like, you can see how much he loved his wife, and just those basic Christian, like, questions when you're like, God, what is this? So it was really, really good. So I wanted to throw that out there. Fantastic book, if you get a chance to read that. And yeah, thank you guys for listening. I am going to wrap up here. Look, don't turn that off yet. Like, if it was me, I'd already be like, oh, she's about to wrap up. Okay, time for me to move on to my next podcast. But no, you can if you want to. All I want to do is end on just what I normally do, which is I hope you guys have an amazing next couple of weeks. Thank you guys so much for listening. I appreciate it so much. If you haven't yet, hit me up on Instagram, leave me a message. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcast. I love reviews. I love the written ones. Of course I love the stars as well. On Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Feel free to leave a comment on there. I didn't even realize you could, but my mom's been leaving comments. So shout out, Mom. Thank you for the comments and for responding to like every episode. I appreciate it. It means a lot to me. And yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing next couple of weeks, and I will see y'all in a bit.